All right, so we're rolling video one. All right, what's up, everybody? So today we're going to be cruising, doing a ride along with Omar. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the number one difference between billionaires, millionaires, and yourself, and that is very simply urgency of desire. Urgency of desire. And I'm doing these little cruise along videos to kind of share a lot of these interesting topics and ideas. And so the reason I think that the number one thing that separates people is urgency of desire is because a lot of times you got to think of it like your emotional homeostasis, right? We all ebb and flow. And so whatever your dominant energy of motivation, inspiration, commitment, that fire inside, whatever you want to call it, is at homeostasis, at your base, day to day, most of the time, that's going to control how much power and energy you have to plan, execute, get through the tough times, iterate, change, adjust, adapt, right? It's urgency of desire, the fire inside. It's not necessarily the logic. It's not necessarily the brilliant idea. Of course, a good team and all these things are important, but the urgency of desire is what gives you the ideas in an uncertain world of where to find the team members, or what your idea is, or making the decision, or taking the action, or taking the chance, or taking the risk, or going for the thing, or making the call, confronting the insecurity, right? Feel the fear and do it anyways. There's a great book by Dr. Susan Jeffers called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. And so when you get in the habit of anticipating that next step is scary, that next action, that next call, that next decision, that next insecurity you have to face, that next opportunity, by confronting it, by shaking the person's hand, meeting them, asking for the business, trying to build a relationship with that person, guy or gal, whatever it is that when you have urgency, you're more likely to do things than when you're not, right? Think of most of us, right? If we have 2 weeks when we were in school to do an essay, we didn't do it for the first week. We didn't do it the first week and a half. Most of us, if you guys are like me, you probably did it, the day before, the night before, or the day of sometimes, right? Of course, there's going to be A+ achievers that don't relate to that, but most of us can relate to it. And so the bottom line is that it's never a matter of ability. It's always a matter of motivation. Again, it's never a matter of ability. It's always a matter of motivation. Having enough motive for action. Not motivation like just theoretical mental stuff, but urgency of desire that makes you move day to day. And not stuff that you have to rev yourself up for day to day, where it's kind of like, baseline of here's your normal sort of pace, and then you get motivated for a day, and then it dips, or 2 days. You want to, it wakes up hot. It wakes up hot, trust me. For those of you that don't know, I have a podcast where I've reached 15 million people. We've interviewed hundreds of multi-billion, multi-million dollar entrepreneurs. I've met so many, interviewed them, learned from them, put them on camera. And one thing that I've learned from a lot of them is they all have different ideas. They all move different, think different, have totally different emotional experiences, right? You could line up like 10 different people, all worth 10 mil, but the road from zero to that 10 mil, they all had totally different emotional experiences there. And where they are today might not be the same. So we might, or you might, look at these people that you look up to for whatever the thing, money or whatever you're motivated by, and be like, oh, I want to be like them. But you don't realize that the money is the only thing they have in common, right? The net worth. They might not have the total emotional experience, quality of life, family, energy, all that, right? Not to say you can't succeed without it, but the people that get what they want, that's my bottom line in this. I'm just trying to riff and get it in your soul. It's like the people that get what they want, just like yourself, who's probably watching this because you want something, you're hungry for something, you're inspired by something, you want to maybe break through limiting beliefs, whatever it is, it's that urgency of desire. People that really get it are people that had to have it. They had to have it. It's not a want, it's I need to do it. This is why, like I mentioned, on deadlines, only when the urgency is up or the consequence is high do people do things. Think about it in your own life. Why, if times have been financially tight, ever in your life or business, how is it that you always just barely pay the bills and maybe have enough left over? Like consistently. Why is the average not $1,000 higher, $10,000 higher, $100,000 higher, $1 million higher, etc.? Right? Where's your emotional thermostat? Where's your homeostasis? Your 98.6 degrees, if you will, of desire. I did a video a long time ago, back in 2019, where I shared, it was actually called The Number One Difference Between Billionaires, Millionaires, and You. And I shared that the number one thing that separates people is urgency. And I talked about it, and I think it's still true to this day. I've sat down for thousands of hours with high-level people, millions of dollars worth of masterminds and networking opportunity, etc. And I'm the type of guy who asks these questions, sees these patterns. In my own life, I've had ups and downs. And I will tell you, anytime you want anything, is urgency of desire. So then your last question before I wrap up this video, and I know it's your next one, is, well, how do I ramp it up, right? Or how do I know what my actual urgency of desire is? How do I know where I stand, A, and B, how do I move in a direction of where I want to go? And so what I would say to that is very simple. 2 things. Number 1, try things, and try them fast. Try things fast. If you're lost in life and you're trying to figure out what to do in business, in life, in a relationship, you have to try things. You have to try things fast. Think about when you're like a little kid, right? You try baseball, and then you try soccer, and then hockey, and then this candy, and then that video game, and talking to this person, and talking to that person, and I don't like Timmy, and Amanda said this, or I really like Steven, or whatever it is, right? You just try things, and you find what you like, and you sort of adjust around what you don't. I think so many of us, we grow up and we never do that, right? And so in your personal brand, in your business, in different business models you want to try, go try things. Go call the real estate agent and see if you could learn more. Go call the person in software and ask if you could intern for them for the day. Go hit up that high ticket coach you look up to, or that market you look up to, and ask if you can help them or sell for them or be an assistant. I can't tell you how many doors open at the highest levels for entry level positions from people who reach out, take the initiative, ask to help, to intern, to be a videographer. And why do they do that? Because they have urgency of desire. It's the way you find investors. It's the way you find team members. It's the way you make your first sale. It's the way you get clarity on what you want to offer the marketplace. It's the way I got, clarity on doing a video like this, is that I'm inspired by it. Not saying that it'll go viral and it'll be amazing, but that I'll enjoy the process and the effort will be worth it, because I have, this internal belief that, like, hey, I have a reference. If I act upon things that from the inside I'm divinely inspired by, it's going to translate way better. That's true for you too. So anyways, I know it's kind of theoretical. I know it expands mental belief a little bit, but just a fun little humble video I wanted to share. Some insight I thought was valuable. I've seen it at the highest levels. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Share it with a friend who thought it was valuable. And comment down below what questions you have for me. I'm going to be doing more videos like this. And some value. So thanks for cruising along, and have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next trip. Make sure to smash the subscribe button. Oh, and if you don't subscribe to the Passionate Few podcast, check that out. Also, check out, I'm the founder of sellhighlevel.com, where we teach people how to sell and close big ticket items online. And you can check that out in the description down below. All right, shameless plug, and book a call with us if you need some help. God bless.